Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther. It's a Tier 7 German SPG. This one's located on the northwest corner of Fjords, and it's under the command of a fingernail clipping. And he's got the standard gun lane drive rammer and rotation device to reduce the reticules. So I was about to say spawn, but no, to reduce the reticule bloom. Okay, so he's decided to cross the bridge, but the M44 is staying behind. 15 centimeter howitzer, capable of doing 600 alpha, 39 millimeters of pin, 7.2 meters on the burst radius, between 10 and 18 seconds of stun. Now, on this map, I do like going up to the third chine, which it appears that that's where fingernail clipping is headed. He can't go to the far one because that would be dreadfully dangerous if the enemy came down there, but if he goes up this one, you can shoot at the enemy tanks that go out to the south pass and also any other targets of opportunity that pop up, including those that go to the hill at E5. Looks like he's trying to do a bit of forestry work and knock down a few of the trees. I don't think that's normally a good idea because, of course, it means that the enemy knows there's something there because all those trees would not go down otherwise. Okay, he's ready to shoot. And yes, he is shooting to the south pass, and there's a couple of enemy tanks down there already. Looks like the M44 just hit and stunned both of them. And our shell went in afterwards. Now, as you know, the GW Panther is an Arty that didn't get built, but was shown by Krupp to Hitler. But unfortunately, the German general said, no, we need more Panther tanks, not Arty. And that was a direct hit there. Okay, going for the OI. Well, we've got a VK3601H. And he's right next door to a destructible building, so the tank proves that right away. So we fire a round in, and it lands on the building behind him. He loses 147 hit points. This guy is definitely a lumberjack. Okay, the reason he wanted to go up this corner because he wanted that VK2801-105, and he's down to a one-shot, and he's out the game. So that's his first kill. Oh dear, we got bad news. If you look at the eastern pass, you can see there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks stand up there, and we just lost our CDT. So he's the only tank who's actually protecting us from those. Rounds out in the OI. Hits the wall, but we still get some hit points. The good news is we've got the communications expert working. The bad news is the M44 has just told us to fall back because we are in danger from those enemy tanks only a short distance away. In the meantime, we're trying to get a shot on that MT25. No, unfortunately it fell low. We can't see those enemy tanks because the Crusader is not doing his job. He's down in the dip. He's not actually spotting next to the bushes. So if he was in the bushes, we might get some information. Oh, that was a blind kill. He just took out the AMX M445, who was a one-shot. So that's 2 kills now. Okay, he's definitely... Is he turning to shotgun the enemy if they turn up? Instead, he's going after the T29. No, unfortunately, it didn't work. He's going to have to retreat. Yeah, the Type 58 is already on the way. If we relocate to the other end, like the M44, we can still cover this way. so long as somebody's spotting. Unfortunately, our Crusader wasn't being very helpful. With 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. Trying to get the Type 58. 131 hit points. The problem is that Fury's in the way. If he pops up or changes position, he could block our shot. And if he did hit him by mistake, then obviously we'd miss out on getting the high caliber. VK3002M on the move. Oh, we definitely tracked him. And we're getting some stun assist off that as well. Okay, P43. Rounds out. Good shot. 228. Hit the P43. Didn't pen though. The Fury's come down low, so he should be able to spot that Type 58. Standard reload for this Arty is 25.89 seconds. He's got 21.55. So he's not 4 seconds off the reload. Go for the P43. And it's a good shot. And the kill shot goes to the M44 immediately afterwards. And the good news is the Type 58 has just been wiped out by the Fury. Can we get a shot at the MT25? Bit of a snap, but it does get some hit points, 176. The bad news is the only tank we had down in the south, which was an OI, is now out of the game, and that means now there's nothing stopping the enemy heavies coming up the east side of the map. Best thing for us would be to actually go to the rocks and the bushes just on the far side of the peninsula. He's aiming for the area where he expects the enemy to be spotted. They'll probably come up to these rocks and peek round them to see if anyone's there. And the first one coming up is an OI. Round out. Oh, it is a wipeout. That's 3 kills now. Going into this dip does give you a little bit of protection. Unfortunately, it does angle the gun up just a little bit, which means obviously it's a little more difficult to hit short-range targets. There's only 3 degrees of gun depression on this tank, but if you actually angle the front of the end of the tank upwards, then unfortunately it works against you. Oh, there's the enemy Arty. At least one of them is the other side of the pass, and I suspect that's the FV304. Okay, he's going for the VK36-1H, and that's another kill. 4 kills now. He selected the VK because, of course, he had low hit points, and he knew he could take him out the game with 1 shot. Unfortunately, we'd lost our T78. Oh! The shell overshot the M6. If he'd actually connected, that would have been 5 kills, and he only needed 1 more to get a top gun. fires blind in the hope that he might splash the OI. Now, he needs to go over next to the rocks, a bit further over. These bushes have been exposed, and knocking down the trees does give the enemy an idea of where you are. But if you go over in this corner here, those bushes and the trees help you. Okay, there's the OI. Can you get a shot? Lining it up, letting it dial in. Lost sight of the OI temporarily. We're one ahead of the enemy now, so we've managed to correct a 3 tank loss to a 1 tank advantage. The M6 is headed south to try and find the OI. And unfortunately that didn't work for him because, of course, the OI then took him out. Can we get the kill? No, the M44 does it for us. But now that means the enemy has only got their MT25 and 2 Arty. Okay, their MT25 just been spotted. And our Fury's going in for the kill. But unfortunately, it's the MT25 that gets the kill, and we get the shotgun on the FP304. So that's 5 kills now. But the MT25 is coming in, and all we've got left is our Crusader. And as we saw previously, he wasn't very good at spotting. In fact, he's been taken out by the GW Panther on the enemy team. So I guess the MT25 was spotting him, and the Crusader just sat there because he was inexperienced, and that's why he got wiped out. Okay, so he's knocked that tree over to provide a bit of cover against the MT25. Last time he was spotted by the enemy, he was in this position. Of course, last time he was spotted, it was killing the FP304. The view range of the M44 is about 260 meters. And okay, we spotted the MT25 and we tracked him, but we didn't get anything off that. I think it was the M44 who got the shot in. MT25 trying to creep up on him, but the Arty will be firing. We did get spotted. Can we get the shot? Well, we did get the shot in, but the enemy... Oh, the enemy GW Panther just took out our M44, and we splatted our own M44 with that shot as well. So, unfortunately, that's worked against us. We won't get the high caliber, even if we were the top. But now it's 1 against 1. It's both GW Panthers against each other with 2 minutes left on the clock. So it's going to be a duel, a shotgun duel. Where is he? Helps to auto aim if you spot them. There he is. Okay, lock on. Oh, we get hit. Badly hit. We've lost our driver as well. We did fire, but unfortunately he didn't get any damage. We angle to stop him from ram killing us. We've locked on. Now, can we get the first shot? Because if we do go through his gun shield, he's dead. But if we don't, we're dead. Oh no! Unfortunately, the shell from Fingernail Clipping's barrel hit the end of the barrel, the muzzle brake of the GW Panther of the enemy team, and it didn't connect with that gun shield. If it had connected with the gun shield, the GW Panther would have died instantly because it would have gone straight through and it would have got a high roll and wiped him out completely. But as it was, the GW Panther then just needed to pull back a little and hit us with 1 shell, and he did, and he got the kill. And so fingernail clipping goes out of the game as well with a loss, but he fought valiantly right to the end. That was an ace tanker game for a fingernail clipping of Trip in the GW Panther. He managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 17. He got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in that game. He got 6 exactly, the last one being the MT25. And his win rate for the game was 4,722, which is Super Unicum standard. But unfortunately, it was a defeat. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he wouldn't have got the highest damage in the game even if he hadn't stunned his own teammate. The highest damage in the game actually went to the Fury, who didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get a high caliber. He got 2,492 hit points. Second highest damage goes to the GW Panther on the enemy team, who got 2,435. And we got the third highest damage in the game, 2,340 hit points. So not far behind. If we had killed the GW on the enemy team with a shot to the gun shield and got it right, instead of hitting the barrel, then we would have got the high caliber, but been disqualified because we stunned our M44 teammate. So, yeah, I think that it's unfortunate, but it did happen. Anyway, we did get the kill on the MT25 all the same. And when it came to kills, we can see we got the Top Gun, which is the highest number of kills. 6 kills to fingernail clipping, 5 kills to the OI on the enemy team, and 4 kills went to their GW Panther. And when it came to base XP, the MT25 on the enemy team got 975. He picked up a Confederate. Their OI got 973. And their GW Panther managed to get 892. And we can see that fingernail clipping got 755. And he was beaten by the first 4 members of the enemy team. So he's actually in 5th place when it comes to base XP. He fired 22 rounds in that game. You only get 26, was it 26 rounds? Trying to remember. No, it's 30 rounds ammo capacity. So he still had 8 shells left. 8 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrations, but 20 splash. Damage of 2,340 hit points, of which 1,813 were up more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits. Both were splash. And yes, unfortunately, both from the GW, and he did die. 2 enemy vehicles were spotted. 12 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, and he got 774 hit points of stun assist of 11 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss on that game of 1,300. Not very much, but he did get the Courageous Resistance for 3,570, merely because he did get a Top Gun. He got a medal in a game which was losing or drawn. And he also picked up 1,179 experience points as well out of that game, getting Courageous Resistance again. So sad, because if he'd actually auto-aimed on, instead of actually aiming for the barrel, I think he was manually aiming it, but if he'd aimed at the gun shield and definitely got it in the gun shield, he would have actually got the kill before the GW could have shot, and I think the game would have been the other way around. It would have been a win, but it was so close, so close. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. That was a arty fingernail biting game right to the very end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.